Imagine this. From our sun's fiery death to a wild collision with another planet, here are the top 5 crazy events that could totally wipe out Earth, according to science. Isn't it amazing how lucky we are to live in this beautiful world? Everything here is just right for life, but it's only a matter of time until something goes wrong. And when it does, it will likely be one of these 5 things. Number 5. A rogue planet. When NASA launched the Cassini spacecraft to study Saturn, they also attached a small probe called Huygens. It was designed to land on Titan, Saturn's largest moon, and collect data for 2 years before its radioisotope. But when it reached Titan, it landed in an area that was too cold for the equipment to work properly. So instead of studying Titan, Huygens spent its last days searching for a habitable world somewhere else in the universe, beaming out a constant search signal. It didn't find anything, but there's a good chance that something found it. Rogue planets don't orbit stars. They drift aimlessly through the darkness, sometimes passing dangerously close to worlds like ours. There are billions of them out there, and many are larger than Earth. If one were to come barreling toward us at high speed, there wouldn't be much we could do about it. In fact, astronomers actually think that one has already destroyed a planet similar to Earth. 500 light-years away, a red dwarf star named Proxima Centauri has 2 planets in its habitable zone, but both of them probably can't support life because they're tidally locked. One side always faces the sun, and the other side is plunged into darkness. There's no way to know for sure because it's so far away. But scientists think that one of these planets was destroyed by a rogue planet that knocked it out of its orbit and sent it crashing into its star. Even if a rogue planet doesn't destroy Earth outright, it could throw our entire solar system into chaos. Number 4. Magnetic pole reversal. Every 260,000 years or so, the Earth's magnetic poles flip and the north becomes south and vice versa. It's not a sudden event. The reversal happens slowly over hundreds or even thousands of years, as the magnetic field weakens and new magnetic domains form. Scientists think that it happens because of the churning molten iron in the Earth's core. Electric currents form in this liquid metal, and those electric currents create magnetic fields. The Earth's rotation then drags these magnetic fields into a specific shape, creating our familiar magnetic field. But once in a while, the currents get all twisted up, and the magnetic field collapses entirely, or flips upside down. This isn't just some obscure scientific theory either. We have evidence of past magnetic pole flips going back hundreds of millions of years. Each one was triggered by an unknown event that scientists are still trying to identify. But one thing is certain, each magnetic pole flip caused mass extinctions, and the most recent flip, which happened about 780,000 years ago, it wiped out more than 90% of the species on Earth. We don't know exactly why this happens, but it seems like the disruption of the magnetic field lets dangerous radiation from the sun slam into the surface, killing off most life. And the worst part is that we might be due for one right now. Researchers recently discovered a spike in the frequency of geomagnetic excursions, which are smaller magnetic pole shifts that happen between the major ones. Some think that this means that a major reversal might be just around the corner, possibly happening as soon as March 20. Number 3. Supernova explosion. 1,000 light-years away, a star exploded and sent a wave of energy toward Earth. You may not think that's very far, but trust me, it's plenty. It would take centuries for the light from that explosion to reach us, and we'd see it as a new star in the sky. But that star would be an imposter. It's long dead. If that star had been twice as massive as our sun, it would have collapsed in on itself to form a neutron star, then exploded as a supernova. These explosions are the most energetic events in the universe, releasing as much energy in a single day as the sun will in its entire lifetime. The radiation from that explosion would strip away our atmosphere and sterilize the Earth's surface, making it as lifeless as the moon. Now let's say that that star was twice as far away, 2,000 light-years away. Even from that distance, it would still be bright enough to damage our eyes and burn forests across the planet. Now what if it was 10 times further away, 10,000 light-years away? It would still be visible from Earth, and the radiation would trigger mass extinctions. Now imagine it's only 6 light-years away. The light from that explosion would incinerate entire cities. Survivors would huddle together under thick layers of concrete for protection, while gamma rays rained down from the sky. They would hope that the destruction wouldn't reach them in their underground shelters, but they would eventually run out of food and water. Then the Earth would enter a new ice age as dust blocked out the sun and starved the planet of heat. Even if it was a bit further away, like 25 light-years away, the explosion would still block out the sun and freeze the Earth. Number 2. A black hole approaches. Black holes are everywhere. The Milky Way has at least 100 million of them, and they re-attracted to each other like magnets. Most of them reside in the center of galaxies, but some are free agents floating through the intergalactic void, and some of them are aiming directly for our solar system. Scientists estimate that there is at least one black hole, about 20 times more massive than the Sun, hurtling through our galaxy, passing within 10 light-years of Earth every few million years. This black hole could rip apart the Earth just by passing that close. Its gravity would pull massive amounts of water from the oceans, forming a giant tidal wave that would engulf the entire planet. It would stretch Earth's orbit and send it crashing into the Sun. The Earth would be no match for that colossal gravity. It would tear our planet to pieces and fling the debris into outer space. But it doesn't end there. All the other planets would meet the same fate, and the black hole would keep hurtling onward, passing within 20 light-years of Earth every few million years, destroying any chance we ever had at building a space colony. Number 1. A massive solar storm. Our Sun is a middle-aged star. It's already 4.6 billion years old, and it's starting to slow down. As it loses energy, it will enter the red giant phase and expand outward, consuming Mercury, Venus, and possibly Earth. If the Sun gets any bigger, it'll swallow Earth whole. The temperature on the surface will rise dramatically, boiling the oceans and melting the Earth's crust. But even before that happens, there are signs that the Sun is getting unstable. It's constantly ejecting bursts of plasma that can interfere with communications and damage satellites. Every 11 years, the Sun's activity goes through a cycle of maximum and minimum. During maximum, sunspots become more frequent and intense, leading to massive solar storms. These storms send billions of tons of plasma toward Earth. While they usually aren't dangerous, they can cause major disruptions to our infrastructure. They can damage satellites, disrupt GPS signals, set off power grid failures, and mess with cell phone service. Just ask the people of Quebec, Canada, when a solar storm in 1989 plunged the entire province into darkness for 9 hours. But what if the next solar storm is a lot worse? What if it was 10 times more powerful than the one that hit Quebec? It would fry every electronic device on Earth, plunging us into total darkness. No more cars, no more phones, no more refrigerators or air conditioners. It would lead to global chaos and complete gridlock. We wouldn't be able to solve problems like food distribution, water treatment, and disease outbreaks. If things keep going this way, civilization could totally fall apart, and humanity might be staring extinction right in the face. Crazy. That's just the worst-case scenario. In reality, it would probably be a lot worse. Comment below which of these events you think would be the most devastating to humans. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. There's lots more where that came from. Thanks for watching. See you next time.